Welcome to this quick tour of Mileage Genie. I'm going to show you some of the features and screen layouts. Get acquainted with it. Let's get started. The main screen, or first screen you see, is the tracking screen. This is the default screen. You'll be spending most of your time in here. Let me go over some of the controls. Up top, you've got the odometer in green. Below that, you have a trip meter. On either side of those, you have a plus or a minus increment button to make single increment adjustments to either the odometer or the trip meter. Sometimes if you do forget, you can, I know I've traveled a couple of miles and I didn't start it, boom, boom, put a couple of miles on it really quick. If you, end up using your vehicle for a couple of miles and you forgot to record it or didn't record it, but now you're going to start, so it might be a couple of miles off, you can basically tweak the odometer to start where you need to start. Okay. Below that, we have the save button to save your trips at its current state. We have the start, stop, resume button, and we have a clear button. Basically, to start tracking, you click on start. You'll notice the Genie tracking service started icon up top. The GPS kicks in. And basically now it'll start, tracking your mileage. While it's tracking, you can use the adjustment controls to up or down, or adjust the odometer. If you change the vehicle in the vehicle list, it will keep in sync the tracking display controls. When you're ready to stop, you click stop. The information is stored in the register, so if you want to continue from there, you can continue. It'll start the Genie tracking icon again. We have a feature called Save and Go. Let's say you're traveling and you stop and you want to end up, mark that as a waypoint or whatever. You can save that and continue going. It basically zeroes out your trip meter. And then, of course, when you're not actually tracking, you can clear the trip meter. Basically puts it back to the last default setting, or the last trip, or whatever you had. Now, again, the goal here was not much in user interaction. I would always get messed up using the logbook. Hopefully this solves some of that. One of the first main controls, and really, unless, if everything else is set at your default, you really won't have to tweak it. The only thing you're probably going to have to do other than start and stop the app is to enter your destination/business purpose. You can type right in the control. You'll get the keyboard. Okay. It has an autocomplete suggest drop down, so that once you start typing, get a couple letters in there, it will choose a list of previously entered destination business purposes that match the criteria of what you have in that box at that point. So this will help you if there are places where you go often, or return home, or gas station, whatever. You can quickly get to those just by typing in a couple of letters and then selecting from that list. The second way of entering is using the voice recognition. Beside that control, you have a mic button. Click on that button, you get a speak control dialog. Speak now. I didn't do it right. Meeting at main gate with Steve. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it did figure it out. Okay. Let's try a couple more of those. Return home. Gas station. grocery store, Tampa convention, it doesn't work all the time, but you kind of get used to certain phrases you may end up saying, or you need to make sure there's not a lot of ambient sound, but it works 50% of the time, I'd say. So you have that option. Okay, what's next? Next tab, you have the log screen. The log screen obviously holds your trip entry log, grouped by vehicle. A couple of ways of accessing each log entry is to tap once on the log. You can edit it there, or press down, long press on the entry, and you'll get a context menu or for edit and delete. Okay. You also have the voice recognition here. Disney. The tools button. You've got some different tools, vehicles, categories, export, archives. Vehicles, this is where you manage your vehicles. This is where you manage your categories. This is where you export CSV or XML. And this is where you back up and restore your database to the SD card. It's a great little app. I've found it very useful. It saves me a lot of headaches when I, have to quickly, track my mileage. So, hope you enjoy it.